Well, it was a really solid performance, probably the best I've had here, so I'm happy that my game is getting better and better every day, and I felt pretty confident today.
Hey, Iga, extremely well played. Congrats. Want to look ahead to Coco, if you don't mind. It's been about just over 3 years since you first met her, 11 meetings since then. She struggled to get matches against you and sometimes even sets, but she has made a lot of improvement over those 3 years. So I wonder if you could just tell me what you think of her game now compared to where it was then, and do you think she's making improvements? Do you think she's a tougher opponent than she was 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think her mental game is a little bit better, and before it was, kind of easier to crack her, I would say, when you were leading, but I mean, it's normal that she's making progress. She's at that age that, everything goes pretty nicely. If you're working hard, then you will get a progress. So she's probably doing that. And, yeah, I mean, probably every aspect of her game is a little bit better because, it's different, being a teenager on a tour and then being more mature player.
Hi, there you go. 2 questions, if I could. The first one is about your form compared to when you were at this sort of stage of the tournament the last 3 times that you won. How do you feel you're playing right now compared to those sort of stages?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one. Well, I don't really remember how I felt, honestly, because these tournaments are long and I don't remember every day, I would say, but I remember last year was pretty stressful for me. So every match was kind of like a relief, and now I'm enjoying it more, and I have more satisfaction from just playing my game. 2 years ago, I would say in my mind it felt pretty similar because I just felt like I had already a great season, and now I can just go for it, And 2020, it doesn't really fit anywhere because it was just all hectic, and it was all a surprise. So.
New. And the second question is, I've heard people compare watching you and some of your scorelines to Steffi Graf, one of the great players. I just wondered whether I know she was before your time in terms of age, but have you ever watched any footage of Steffi Graf and what your thoughts were if you had?
Well, I did, and she's a great champion, and well, it's just nice that anybody would compare me to her because I feel like, I mean, I don't know her, but I feel like maybe she was kind of a similar person to me because she also likes to keep her privacy, and now you can see that she's just enjoying life, and she knows that she worked hard, to have a little bit of peace, right now. So, and I also heard from some people on tour that she was also kind of like an introvertic and really in the zone and just focusing on tennis and what she wants to do. So. That's what I heard tennis-wise. I mean, it's hard to compare because these were totally different times. Probably I don't have such a good slice as hers and the volleys, but it's nice that anybody would compare me to her because she's great.
Hi, Iga. Tennis is a lot of ups and downs. And how do you succeed to stay from outside in what looks like an easy game? How do you succeed not to go out from the game, to stay focused at 100%, and it was the same last game?
I try not to really focus on the score. Sometimes I even forget what the score is, honestly. And just, focusing. I mean, I'm keeping myself busy in terms of thinking about technique and tactics and what I would do with the next point. And I don't really, because of that, I don't really allow myself to have time to drift off and think about other stuff. Obviously, it's not easy, and it's not like I'm always, able to do that. But usually when I don't think about the score and I can reset after each point and start the second point from the beginning, like with the clean sheet, it's the best kind of match for me. So yeah.
Hi, Iga. There've been 10 days so far now, and all 10 night session matches have been men's matches. an all 10 of the first sessions of the day on first match of the day on Châtrier, when there's normally not that many people in yet. They've all 10 have been women's matches. Do you feel like the women's game has been let down by the French Open schedulers this week?
Honestly, sorry to say that, but like I don't care, because I'm honestly just focusing on my matches, and I like playing during the day, so it's comfortable for me that I can be scheduled that way. I think it's better to ask, someone who's responsible for scheduling and picking these matches. Probably there are many factors coming in, a lot of requests, but I mean, for me, I'm feeling comfortable playing during the day. So if I would say that, it's wrong for women's tennis, I wouldn't really, say anything that would, make my tennis schedule more comfortable. But it would be nice, obviously, to play in peak hours. But honestly, there've been I understand some decisions, like for example, me and Naomi being in a day when Richard Gasquet played, during the night. For me, it's kind of obvious that French player might have priority in terms of night session. So, yeah, I think it's better to ask somebody who's responsible for scheduling, but I'm fine with playing during the day.
Hi, Iga.
Hey.
If you can think back to here in 2020, obviously very unusual circumstances, but I'm wondering, in what ways, if at all, did winning that first Grand Slam title, the thing all tennis players are striving for, might have changed you on the court, off the court, your perceptions of yourself, and or because I've heard you talk about how different that year was here, was it the second one maybe that had more of that sort of a profound effect?
First one, I mean, I would say, I would kind of lie if I would say that it gave me belief that I can win Grand Slams right now, because I was still, not really sure if it happened by a mistake or what really happened. Honestly, during these 2 weeks, I had to prove to myself that I was, good enough to win it, and I think I proved that, winning some titles after that and winning in 2022. So. The win in 2022 was the most satisfying for me, and I proved everybody, and I proved myself that it wasn't a one-time thing, and maybe in the future I'm going to be able to win more tournaments like that. So, I would say after 2022 I was the most happy when I won.
How you get? Congratulations. I just wanted to ask you, I know one of the reasons you don't like playing in the night is because you want to go to bed at a sensible time. And how important is that for you to get kind of the right amount of sleep, and how much do you measure and kind of evaluate that as part of your kind of, I guess, sports science and medicine and all of that?
Well, honestly, for me, it's kind of a priority. So I had years when everything could throw me off my rhythm, and then I couldn't go to sleep, and I worked pretty hard to be able to just chill down and not get too stressed the day before as well, so for me it's really important, and I feel like the bodies of any of us are more ready to have the peak of the activity during the day, because most of you guys also work during the day, most of the population. Obviously there are people working night shifts, but here I feel I don't know, I can adjust to anything. I played many night sessions that were good for me, but it's always comfortable, going back to the hotel at 6 and being able to have a normal night. So, yeah. But now I wouldn't say that night sessions are throwing me off the same way as a couple of years ago. I can adjust to anything.